Hello everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, Bangor International Airport and the Bangor Police Department released an updated statement regarding the plane crash that occurred on Sunday. Plus, we'll see how Mainers and plow crews braced the winter snowfall yesterday. And medical experts are reminding folks to be careful and take it easy when shoveling or cleaning up snow. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Janessa Bishop. Craig Colson is off for the day. We'll have those stories and much more coming up. And as always, we thank you for joining us. The snow continued to fall throughout the day yesterday and even a little bit overnight as well. Plow crews are definitely out this morning, but be safe and cautious during your morning commutes. Let's start off this morning by getting a first check of our forecasts. Devin Biggs joins us now.
Alrighty, Janessa, thank you very much. On this Tuesday, a much calmer start as we've lost the advisories. It's just gale warnings and small craft advisories that will be expiring later on this morning. Some freezing spray advisories still up as well. Meanwhile, look at all the snow reports that we have up. Near Bangor, a wide range of around 7, even 18 inches of snow that fell across the region. So plenty of snow, and now things are starting to calm down as we speak. The last of the snow is starting to track off towards the north and east, so a much calmer day is on the way. Let's zoom things out. Not a whole lot of anything right behind it, so thankfully now everyone can start digging out from all the snowfall that did occur recently. Futurecast moving forward against some clouds and sunshine. Today we'll have more clouds overnight, and we'll have some sunshine again as we head towards your Wednesday. So for today, upper teens, partly cloudy, and the northwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight, 3 below, mostly cloudy with the wind overall looking nice and calm. And then for tomorrow, we have upper teens under a partly cloudy sky, northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. The hourly forecast moving forward, some clouds and some sunshine. Temperature is in the teens. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Janessa?
Thank you, Devin. We'll see you a little later on. Well, Sunday night, a private plane crashed at Bangor International Airport, marking the deadliest incident in the airport's history. According to a statement released by the Bangor International Airport and the Bangor Police Department, all 6 people on board at the time of that incident were killed. Our Alex Schley reports.
Around 7:45, according to the FAA, a private plane based out of Houston, Texas, crashed while taking off from Bangor International Airport. Federal Aviation Administration records show the aircraft's tail number is connected to a Houston-based law firm. Airport officials confirm the plane had been in the Queen City for less than 2 hours, during which time it was both refueled and de-iced. Officials say upon taking off, the plane crashed, flipped upside down, and then caught on fire.
The aircraft was a Bombardier CL-600. Our emergency protocols were immediately activated, and first responders were on scene in under a minute. In addition to the Maine National Guard initial response with their fire and rescue vehicles, the Bangor Fire Department and approximately 10 other municipalities responded.
The crash forced an immediate shutdown of air traffic, with all flights in and out of Bangor International Airport canceled. Travelers staying at the Bangor Aviation Hotel say that while they didn't directly see the crash, they did feel the impact.
We saw an orange flash, and then we heard a boom. We had no idea what it was. And then about a half hour later, our friend texted us and said there was a plane crash.
Well, officials say the airport will remain closed through at least noon today. However, that timeline could change depending on what the NTSB and the FAA determine as their investigation moves forward. We were told investigators were expected to arrive last night, but officials say a formal update is unlikely until later on today. Well, although officials in Maine are not releasing the names of the victims from the crash until they have been positively identified through the medical examiner's office, a Texas official where the plane came from has spoken out. At a press conference yesterday, Harris County Commissioner Leslie Bryan said she was friends with passengers on the plane who were associated with Arnold and Itkin law firm.
So my heart hurts for them and their children and their families, and I worked at Arnold and Itkin for a time. And so I know them well, and this is just a tragedy. And in particular, Tara is, she's just a phenomenal person, a bold leader, and somebody who has had a heart of service.
Well, our very own meteorologist Jeff Weller also happens to be a licensed pilot. He lent us his own perspective based on his experience both as a pilot and someone who understands the impact of weather conditions.
We are learning more about the plane that crashed on Sunday evening. It was a Challenger 650. It can hold to 12 people or so, and it travels nearly 4,000 miles. So it was taken off from Bangor. In weather yesterday was not great, of course, as you know. Winds northeast 10 miles per hour and cold and snowing. So the plane, some pilots have reported seeing that plane going through de-icing at the airport Sunday evening. Of course, the investigation does continue on that, but you want that de-icing to have a clean wing. You want a clear, clean wing like this so you can make lift in the atmosphere. Thus, the air goes right over the wing like this, and you get lots of lift in the atmosphere. Thus, the plane does take off. This, though, the investigation, of course, does continue. At the time of the crash on Sunday evening, around 7:45 or so, light snow was falling. The wind was northeast around 10 miles per hour. The plane took off on runway 33 going northwest. Visibility 0.75 of a mile, not great. You know, light snow is 0.5, heavy snow is 0.25 of a mile. And then the vertical visibility too, how far you can see up into the sky, was only 1,100 feet. So of course the investigation does continue as of the cause of this crash.
Now to the weather. Following a week-long cold snap, the region was blanketed by the largest winter storm so far this season. Our Alexa Kennedy with more.
Sunday into Monday, a massive winter storm hit the state. After a week of enduring freezing temperatures, Mainers were then greeted by heavy snowfall with predictions of up to 20 inches. The weather brought power outages, dangerous driving conditions, and widespread cancellations.
This is definitely the biggest storm that we've had. The good news is that it's not super wet or anything, so it's not heavy, but definitely the most snow that we've gotten so far this year.
Dealing with commercial and residential plowing, Carroll says his crew worked since 3 a.m. to keep up with the snow.
It's kind of unexpected with the area that we live in, you know what I mean? It can be these huge storms like this, or it can be a bunch of little tiny ones back to back to back.
Many residents spent their snow days attempting to find the bottom of their driveways.
When I went outside this morning, I couldn't even find my stairs. It took about 10 minutes to shovel off my truck.
It was kind of exciting to get up and snow blow this amount of snow. First year with a snow blower, so I was excited to do it.
Others are wishing for warmer weather, but this is Maine after all.
I'd prefer the summer months and spring months so that you can get out and do more, but if you look, you can do a lot in winter too.
I'd rather sunny and 80 degrees, but you know, I live in Maine, so you can't complain, right?
In Bangor, Alexa Kennedy, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
With the area having been blanketed with snow and shoveling inevitable, some were finding peace in the fact that the snow was light and fluffy as opposed to wet and heavy. But experts say regardless, you need to be careful and not overdo it. Experts stress the need to warm up before shoveling, which can be a rigorous activity, especially when there's a lot to do. And just like at the gym, watch your form.
Take your time, lift small loads, try to avoid sort of your classic bending and twisting and lifting motions that can be hard on the low back for sure. You know, trying to step into the motion to throw that snow instead of twisting is a great idea.
Well, Travis also says find a shovel that works for your body and is lighter weight. Push the snow instead of lifting when you can, and try not to tense up. Also, just as you would with any form of exercise, stretch and hydrate before and after to shovel. Well, looking down on, sorry guys, hold on, let me get the prompter reloaded. Despite the below freezing temperatures, protesters in Lewiston rallied against immigration enforcement over the weekend. Allison LaPierre spoke with both city officials and demonstrators during what they call an Ice Them Out rally.
Advocates are out here in Lewiston rallying outside and inside the Agora Grand Event Center as there's been an increase of federal ICE agents throughout the state.
It just feels like terrorism, and it's frightening that it's happening in our own communities right here in Maine.
Protesters packed the Agora Grand Event Center to capacity, overflowing into Bates Street. Police blocked off the road with hundreds of protesters chanting, holding signs, and singing songs. Our streets! Dozens of people stepping up to share their personal stories and speak about the growing presence of ICE agents and detentions across Maine.
No child should fear going somewhere and not coming back home. No child should fear going to school, coming home, and their parents not being there.
This is one of the largest rallies held in Lewiston following the increased presence of ICE agents and the Department of Homeland Security's launch of Operation Catch of the Day. In a statement put out earlier this week, Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said, quote, "We have launched Operation Catch of the Day to target the worst of the worst criminal illegal aliens in the state. On the first day of operations, we arrested illegal aliens charged and convicted of aggravated assault, false imprisonment, and endangering the welfare of a child." A handful of state and city officials were at Saturday's rally, including the mayors of Lewiston and Portland.
The mayor and I have partnered to get our cities through this process as safely as possible.
It shows that we're not cowered by fear. We're out here mobilizing, neighbors are caring for neighbors. It's really a beautiful thing.
This rally lasted nearly 3 hours.
For 50 weeks straight, a grassroots organization that calls itself Audacity Cat has been actively gathering in Rockland to protest. Audacity Creative Action Together, or Audacity Cat, meets for 1 hour on the corner of Chapman Park in Rockland to demonstrate and voice its opposition to the Trump administration's policies and actions. When the group formed last January, it consisted of Democrats, Republicans, and independent voters. Since then, even more people have joined the group. Close to 100 individuals stood in the frigid temperatures over the weekend to voice their concerns with the way they say our democracy in America is deteriorating.
Well, I hope people who are worried and don't know what to do will feel a little bit strengthened by the fact that everything matters. Everything you say, everything you do, and that showing up when there's trouble is the first thing.
Audacity Cat will continue to gather from noon to 1 p.m. every Saturday in Rockland. The group will mark its 1-year commitment to its weekly protests next month on February 7th. Well, the time now is 6:14. After the break, we're hearing from more nurses this morning who have walked off the job demanding better working conditions around the country. Plus, winter storm conditions in the southern states have become dangerous, icy roads and power outages being the biggest threats. Those stories and more straight ahead on Good Morning Maine.
Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. We are the top source for screen printing, embroidery, branded merchandise, and direct-to-garment printing. With decades of experience, state-of-the-art equipment, and a commitment to excellence, why trust your apparel products with anyone else? And now, Brandywine Graphics can easily launch online stores for your school or organization. Simply design your products from brands like Eddie Bauer, Carhartt, and more. Share the link and we'll do the rest. Like we said, Brandywine Graphics makes it easy. Find out more at brandywinegraphics.com or at our Hamden location.
Maine's rivers, our lakes, our life-giving wells. To ensure that our water supply remains clean and safe, Senator Susan Collins is leading the fight to protect this vital resource. She delivered millions to upgrade Maine's drinking water and wastewater infrastructure, keeping the quality of water as precious as Maine itself. So raise a glass and thank Senator Susan Collins for her leadership that goes beyond politics.
Are you in need of remodeling your bathroom? Want to convert your tub into a safe walk-in shower? Call the experts at Bangor Bathrooms by Design now. They offer complete bathroom remodels, and from start to finish, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Call them now and save thousands. 659-6457. Enjoy that brand new bathroom you've always wanted from Bangor Bathrooms by Design. Transforming bathrooms, elevating lives.
Now to the crisis in the south. Many people entering day 4 with no power after that historic ice storm. More National Guard troops are being deployed as the region faces bitter cold temperatures. At least 30 deaths nationwide are blamed on the storm, and sadly that number is rising after the deaths of 3 children in Texas. Here's ABC's Lionel Moyes.
This morning, the death toll rising after the winter storm that left behind 2,000 miles of freezing rain, snow, and ice. And now a heartbreaking reminder of how dangerous the conditions can be. The small city of Bonham, Texas, mourning the loss of 3 siblings who drowned in an icy pond. The school superintendent saying, "We are devastated by this unimaginable loss." Ice taking down huge trees across the South. Mississippi's governor now deploying 500 National Guardsmen.
It is possible that those numbers will go up.
In Oxford, utility crews were pulled back and a shelter in place was ordered over fears of falling trees. Tennessee also activating the National Guard and opening warming centers amid concerns about vulnerable people. The concern for power crews, trees falling again after power has been restored.
Almost everyone here is without power. You can see this large tree. It came crashing down. It snapped and brought some power lines down with it.
Some areas have been without power since Saturday during this days-long stretch of bitter cold. On the roads, a big rig crashing in the slick conditions, bringing down this overhead sign. And back in Texas, volunteers with the United Cajun Navy bringing food, doing welfare checks, and looking for dangerous black ice on rural roads.
As somebody in Texas, we don't deal with ice. We don't deal with this, and it was me running, a few people, making sure that everyone was taken care of.
In Fort Worth, firefighters braving conditions to get this man to safety.
His safety, making sure he was good, that's the only thing I was thinking of. Let's get him to the top. He's on my shoulder crying.
19 states saw more than a foot of snow in the storm, and now the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast are bracing for a possible coastal storm this coming weekend. Some homeowners also bracing for a spike in heating costs. Natural gas prices just hit their highest level in 3 years. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
The time now is 6:18. Let's get a full look at our forecast. Meteorologist Devin Biggs is in with the latest.
Alrighty, Janessa, thank you very much. Small craft advisories and gale warnings still up until later on this morning. Also a freezing spray advisory also up. Let's check things out with the wave heights. This is why we have things posted. 10-foot wave heights according to the buoys. You can see some of the green colors farther off towards the north and east, indicating some of the higher surf, and farther out towards sea at around 10 to 17-foot wave heights being indicated this morning. Meanwhile, look at all the snow reports on land. A wide range of around 7 to even 18 inches of snow that fell on land. So plenty of snowfall that took place recently. Unfortunately, all of the snowfall has started to wrap up. So now things are starting to track off towards the north and east. So a nice day on the way as we'll be under a partly cloudy sky as this history-making system is now tracking off towards the north and east with a lot of snowfall for us and a crippling ice storm that took place farther down toward the south. So futurecast for us. So we'll have some clouds today. We'll call it partly cloudy, mostly cloudy later on tonight. And then once we head towards tomorrow, here's what we're looking at. So sunshine and clouds will be the common idea. And then we'll have some more clouds during the afternoon. And then once we head towards the evening time frame, some clouds and some clear skies mixed in. And that'll be about it. Our average high temperature is at 28 degrees. We'll be below normal for a good part of the week. Today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, pretty consistent in the upper teens. And then a gradual warm up on the way Saturday into Sunday in the middle 20s. And then look at Monday, though. So we'll go from the mid 20s Saturday into Sunday to the lower 30s by Monday. So overall, not looking too bad. But for today, again, upper teens, partly cloudy with that northwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight, 3 below, mostly cloudy with the wind overall looking nice and calm. And then for tomorrow, we have upper teens under a partly cloudy sky, northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. And let's check out your extended forecast showing a mostly cloudy sky for your Thursday with highs in the upper teens. Snow chances as we head towards Thursday night, and again for your Friday. Then once we head towards your Saturday, mostly sunny with highs in the mid-20s.
Tired of worrying whether your credit will hold you back from getting a car? At Down East Credit Union, we believe everyone deserves reliable transportation, even with less than perfect credit. Let us guide you every step of the way. If your credit score is under 670 or you've had setbacks like bankruptcy or repossession, that doesn't mean you're out of options. We'll help you get pre-approved, guide you through car shopping, and work with you on a plan to rebuild your credit. Reach out to Down East Credit Union today. Let's get you on the road confidently.
I'm Jim with Lowry Law. A husband and wife called me after they were hit at high speed by a drunk driver. They were both seriously injured, they couldn't work, and they were worried about their medical bills. We put 2 former prosecutors on the case and got them the justice they deserved. A $400,000 settlement they were able to use for their retirement. If you've been hurt by a drunk driver, call me. I'm your go-to guy.
Hurt by a drunk driver? Call the Twos.
From pop music legends Cyndi Lauper and Broadway's Harvey Fierstein, Kinky Boots, the Tony and Grammy winning feel-good best musical about seizing your destiny and being who you want to be. Be inspired by the Broadway show that has captured hearts around the world. Kinky Boots, March 3rd, Cross Insurance Center. On sale at Ticketmaster.com.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Coastal Auto Parts Napa, Central Equipment Company, Kylie Bean Insurance Agency, Owen J. Folsom Incorporated, Tossie's Checkout Convenience Store, and Victory Lane Quick Oil Change.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Now to the latest in Minneapolis as protests grow following the death of Alex Pretty. Today, the man at the center of the immigration crackdown in Minnesota is expected to depart the state as part of a leadership shuffle. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the details.
This morning, tension growing in Minneapolis after the second deadly shooting of an American citizen by federal agents this month. Sources telling ABC News Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino is out as part of a staffing shakeup. He's expected to leave Minneapolis as early as today. Bovino had been the face of the immigration crackdown in Minnesota. President Trump announcing he's putting border czar Tom Homan in charge. Trump says Homan will meet with Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey today. Frey, after speaking with Trump on Monday, said, quote, "The president agreed that the present situation cannot continue. Some federal agents will begin leaving this area tomorrow, and I will continue pushing for the rest involved in this operation to go." According to the New York Times, on Monday evening, President Trump met with Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Secretary, and her top aide in the Oval Office for nearly 2 hours about the fallout. It comes as President Trump is now facing growing scrutiny within his own party over how the immigration crackdown is being handled. At least 29 Republican members of Congress demanding a full investigation.
Immediately when an incident like this happens, they come out guns blazing that we took out a violent terrorist. Hooray. Escalating the rhetoric doesn't help, and it actually loses credibility.
ABC's Mary Bruce pressing the White House.
Secretary Noem said Alex Pretty committed an act of domestic terrorism. Stephen Miller labeled Pretty a domestic terrorist. Does the president agree with them?
Look, as I've said, I have not heard the president characterize Mr. Pretty in that way. However, I have heard the president say he wants to let the facts in the investigation lead itself.
Meanwhile, a new poll shows 58% of American adults believe the federal immigration crackdown has gone too far. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
We're hearing from more nurses this morning who've walked off the job demanding better working conditions. It comes during a troubling shortage of nurses nationwide. ABC's Hannah Battah has that story.
This morning, tens of thousands of healthcare professionals begin day 2 of their strike, targeting hospitals and clinics on the West Coast. 31,000 nurses, pharmacists, physician assistants, and others walking off the job, demanding better pay and staffing in their dispute with Kaiser Permanente.
We are always understaffed, people waiting 2, 3, 4, 5 hours in the emergency room.
Picket lines at hospitals stretching across California and Hawaii. Some non-urgent and elective surgeries now being rescheduled.
We've been at the bargaining table for heading on a year. We're looking for fair wages that look at recruiting staff, retaining staff, access for patient care, workload.
Kaiser saying it's offered a 21% pay raise, calling it the company's strongest national bargaining offer ever, adding patients deserve our full attention, not prolonged disputes. Union members say they are eager to reach a deal.
We're giving up our paychecks. This is our 3rd time out. We don't want to be here. We're frankly tired of being out here. I don't feel like we should be out here.
We are the nurses, the mighty, mighty nurses.
Meanwhile, the largest ever nurses' strike in New York City enters day 16 today. The union touting a deal on health benefits, but disputes over pay, staffing levels, and workplace safety remain. Hannah Battah, ABC News, New York.
While few Holocaust survivors are left, one has decided to share her story for the very first time. Alana Shalem speaks out in time for International Holocaust Remembrance Day, which is today. More than 8 decades after World War II, Shalem, now 81, says she survived because her mother hid her pregnancy while being held in a concentration camp. She was born on March 20th of 1945, just 29 days before the camp was liberated by the British, making her one of the youngest living Holocaust survivors. One archivist says it's amazing that Shalem survived the horrific conditions.
The conditions were really awful. There were mounds of corpses. There were dozens of thousands of people who were ill, almost without food at that time, who were seated not only inside the building but also outside the buildings. So I personally cannot imagine how the baby could be born there. And the most surprisingly, this birth certificate for researchers.
Shalem is one of only roughly 196,000 living Holocaust survivors, and half of them live in Israel. She says she decided to share her story after realizing how few survivors are left to speak out. An urgent new warning about artificial intelligence. One expert says humanity needs to wake up.
One of the biggest names in artificial intelligence is warning the technology is about to, quote, test who we are as a species. Dario Amodei, CEO of AI company Anthropic, warns the government and tech companies are underestimating the dangers of the bad actors using technology. He points to the 1995 sarin gas attack on the Tokyo subway that killed 14 people. The attack took a cult of scientists to execute. But Amodei warns AI now gives that same power to anyone. He writes, the disturbed loner who wants to kill people but lacks the discipline or skill to do so will now be elevated to the capability level of a PhD virologist. The 43-year-old billionaire also issuing a warning that science fiction movies have made for years.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
That the technology could go rogue and begin to ignore human orders. He recently admitted that during testing, his own company's AIs have tried to manipulate humans.
In lab environments, sometimes the models will develop the intent to blackmail, the intent to deceive.
So what can be done? He says we need a tech embargo to stop the sale of chips and data centers to China. He's also pushing for strong transparency laws and heftier taxes on big AI companies.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
America's leading group of pediatricians makes their first major break from the government's vaccine schedule. The American Academy of Pediatrics issued its annual childhood and adolescent schedule on yesterday, which diverges from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention's updated vaccine recommendations. It is the first significant break the AAP has made from the CDC's proposed schedule in 30 years. The Academy says it will continue to recommend 18 vaccines, including hepatitis A and B, COVID, the flu, measles, and RSV, all of which the CDC dropped from its immunization schedule earlier this month. In an announcement, the AAP said it will continue to make its own evidence-based vaccine recommendations, calling the center's new schedule, quote, dangerous and unnecessary. Coming up on the second half of the newscast, a family-owned candy company in Bucksport is creating smiles for kids and adults alike. This and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
We've got a really hands-on approach for what it's like in the education field, a really fun environment to learn in.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Belly of the Beast Barbecue, Carpet One, Coastal Auto Parts Napa, Harvey RV and Marine, Rose Bicycle, and Top Notch Detailing.
a small town like this, you got to take care of each other, and that's really what it comes down to.
Have a good evening.
Mike's & Sons is a business my father started. When Matt and I were buying this store, the credit unions found a way to do it for us.
They don't look at us as a number.
Alicia Netta, Mike's & Sons.
We want to be able to run our business the way we feel is best for our customers.
We're not in this to make money. We're just trying to help everybody be what they want to be for the future.
If something is even remotely possible, they find a way to get it done. That's why we stick with the credit unions.
From a humble horse and buggy beginning over 100 years ago to a fleet of modern deluxe motor coaches today, Sear North Star Tours wants to take you places. In Maine, throughout the United States, and abroad, we offer tours and day trips to suit everyone's interests and passions. Cherry blossoms in the spring, Prince Edward Island in the summer, trips to the city, trips to the shore, culture, history, music, and more. Sear North Star Tours. Where can we take you?
My favorite part of the program was the hands-on experience of being able to go into classrooms.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
One man from Maryland has nothing but love for his four-legged friends 7 days a week. Darren has totally fallen in love with a specific kind of volunteer work after a volunteer at his local shelter told him to just give it a try one day. ABC's Danny New has that story.
While Maryland was getting hit with nearly a foot of snow on Sunday, that didn't stop volunteer dog walker Darren Jensen from sticking to his daily routine at the county shelter. And when I say daily,
you mean 5 days a week?
That's not every morning. 7 days a week.
Every morning at 7 a.m., the 63-year-old insurance salesman spends about 2 hours at the Anne Arundel County Animal Shelter, walking 4 to 6 dogs before starting his workday.
My catchphrase when I talk to people is, it's cheaper than therapy.
Darren's relationship with the shelter started in 2015, right around when he adopted Charlie from there. Charlie had been returned twice before and went on to consume 4 of Darren's couches in their first 2 years together.
Well, good thing you're made of money.
Or good thing I don't care if I have a torn up sofa.
However, Darren never gave up on Charlie. And that capacity for patience translated to a now elevated role at the shelter. In fact, Director Claudia Rolls says Darren is trusted with some of their most sensitive cases.
There are some dogs, Darren's the only volunteer approved to walk them. So he helps us get to know some of our toughest dogs.
Now, if you're wondering, Darren says his ability to win over dogs who may be a little more scared comes from 2 factors. 1, he usually has string cheese in his pocket. And 2, he's there every day so the dogs can get used to him. And by the way, he has no problem participating in a little snow removal if that's what it takes to walk his dogs.
The reward is worth all of it. It's an amazing experience.
By the way, on Christmas, Darren says his family had no problem waiting until 10 a.m. to start the festivities so Darren could make sure to go walk some dogs first. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Now let's turn things right back over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Janessa, thank you very much. On this Tuesday, a much calmer start as we've lost the advisories. It's just gale warnings and small craft advisories that will be expiring later on this morning. Some freezing spray advisories still up as well. Meanwhile, look at all the snow reports that we have up. Near Bangor, a wide range of around 7, even 18 inches of snow that fell across the region. So plenty of snow, and now things are starting to calm down as we speak. The last of the snow is starting to track off towards the north and east, so a much calmer day is on the way. Let's zoom things out. Not a whole lot of anything right behind it, so thankfully now everyone can start digging out from all the snowfall that did occur recently. Futurecast moving forward, again, some clouds and sunshine today. We'll have more clouds overnight, and we'll have some sunshine again as we head towards your Wednesday. So for today, upper teens, partly cloudy, and the northwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight, 3 below, mostly cloudy with the wind overall looking nice and calm. And then for tomorrow, we have upper teens under a partly cloudy sky, northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. The hourly forecast moving forward, some clouds and some sunshine. Temperature is in the teens. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Janessa?
Thank you, Devin. Now for the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Melissa Dawn.
Come on and sing along all night long.
Lionel Richie and Earth, Wind & Fire are teaming up again for another leg of their Sing a Song All Night Long tour. The tour first launched in 2023 and played a second leg in 2024. The third leg of the tour will play 26 cities, kicking off on June 24th in St. Paul, Minnesota. The 79th annual Tony Awards are officially returning to Radio City Music Hall. The venue seats 6,000 people and has long been the home of the ceremony. The show broadcasts June 7th on CBS and Paramount Plus. The host has yet to be announced. And happy birthday to Patton Oswalt. The King of Queens and Goldberg star is 57 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Dawn, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Still to come here this morning, Jack Webb with sports. Don't go away.
If you're living with dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy, or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Ask your doctor about Izervay.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression, which may help preserve vision longer.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
So shift gears and get going. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay.
No matter what happens in D.C.,
there's one thing we can count on.
Susan Collins always delivers for Maine.
Susan's Law restored Social Security benefits for thousands of Mainers like me.
Collins is protecting our lobster industry
by fighting unfair regulations.
Susan always has our back. And Collins Law expands care to help Mainers fight Alzheimer's.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
I appreciate everything she is doing.
Call. Thank Senator Collins for fighting and winning for Maine.
Hosted by Leah Remini.
4 of them make $1.
Hoarders. People Puzzler.
Weekdays at 10 on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. It's a familiar headline, isn't it? Patriots advance to the Super Bowl, but it feels different, and it is completely different. We might as well relive Championship Sunday, shall we? No Belichick, no Brady, no Gronk, but instead it's 23-year-old Drake May leading the Patriots, looking to advance to their first Super Bowl since 2019. Bo Nix will not play after having ankle surgery. Jarrett Stidham getting the start for the Broncos. First quarter, no score. Broncos with a 3rd and 10. Stidham drops back and finds Marvin Mims for 52 yards. 2 plays later, Stidham rolls out and finds Cortland Sutton for a 6-yard touchdown. And just like that, the Broncos have an early 7-0 lead. Later in the second quarter, same score. Stidham tries to avoid the pressure, and the ball comes out. Elijah Ponder picks it up and runs it into the end zone, but the play was blown dead. We'll take another look at it. Initially ruled intentional grounding, but Stidham's pass is thrown backwards. After review, the call's overturned to a fumble, but the Patriots take over from the spot of recovery because they blew the play dead. Mike Vrabel upset, but ball doesn't lie. A play later, Drake May runs it in for 6 yards, and the Patriots tie it at 7. Same score. Patriots going for it on 4th and 1. May runs the tush push. Call on the field is a first down. Sean Payton throws the challenge flag. Take another look. Close call. May looks to be a little short, but the call on the field stands. This led to a Patriot field goal. They lead 10-7. Same score. Broncos lining up for a 45-yarder. Will Lutz looks like he hooked it right, but take another look as Leonard Taylor off the practice squad gets his hand on the ball for the block. Vrabel loves it. Patriots take over. Now under 3 minutes left. Same score. Stidham throws one deep, but Christian Gonzalez jumps the pass for the interception. The Patriots win 10-7 in advance to Super Bowl 60. Here's head coach Mike Vrabel after the game.
I mean, I think that's why you have to do this. It's you have to believe things sometimes before you can see them. And you have to believe that what you're doing is the right thing. And if it's not, you have to recognize it and make adjustments and changes to the program and everything else. And, you know, we got a great group of guys, and they continue to, again, believe in the things that we did, and they formed and created an identity, and they try to protect it. And then today was just another example of, as things kind of change and unfold, our ability to adjust.
It's hard to believe just like that the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. It's even harder to believe 23-year-old quarterback Drake May has made it to the big game before Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and others. But I don't think you should doubt if he has what it takes to get it done. Just look at the final play, the final rushing play of yesterday's game, for example. On Drake May's final rush, where he got the first down and essentially ended the game to send the Pats to the Super Bowl, May was the only one on the field who knew he was going to roll out and keep it himself. It was called a run to the right to Ramondre Stevenson, but May took it upon himself, called his own number, and sent his team to the Super Bowl. Just massive guts from the second-year quarterback. Here was May after the game on him keeping it on that run.
We were in big personnel running. You're running the same deal to the right, little stretch play, and at some point, they get lackadaisical and got a chance to get around the edge. And I thought he was going to track me and hawk me down, but got enough to pick up the first. And Coach Vrabel will probably get mad about running out of bounds, but at that point, it doesn't matter when you get the first down. So that was a cool moment and cool to separate those guys. It's always cool finishing in victory formation. It's pretty sweet.
I mean, just insane. To keep it himself, not tell anyone else, that is impressive. He has the makings of a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Well, we know it's the Seahawks who the Patriots will battle in Super Bowl 60, but how'd they get there? Matthew Stafford and the Rams facing off against division rivals Sam Darnold and the Seahawks for a trip to the Super Bowl to take on the Pats. We skipped later to the third. Rams down 24-13. Stafford hit Devontae Adams for 29 yards, and then the next play, Stafford finds Adams for the 2-yard touchdown. Rams down 24-20. Later in the third, same score. Darnold connects with Cooper Kupp for the 13-yard touchdown. Darnold finished with 346 yards and 3 touchdowns. Seahawks up 31-20. Later in the third quarter, same score. Following an incompletion on third down, Tariq Woolen walks to the Rams sideline to talk. He's flagged for taunting. Rams get a first down and a 15-yard penalty. Next play, Stafford fires it deep to Puka Nacua for 34 yards and a touchdown. Woolen cannot believe it. Rams down 31-27. Fourth quarter still 31-27 on 4th and 4 from the Seattle 6. Stafford pass intended for Terrence Ferguson. It's broken up. The Seahawks take over, and that score would stand. Seahawks win 31-27 and will face the Patriots in Super Bowl 60. Seahawks-Patriots looks a lot different than the Malcolm Butler interception Super Bowl, but we'll have you covered all the way up to the Super Bowl and after with Patriots coverage right here on Fox and ABC. For now, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Chevy trucks are as capable and dependable as the Chevy people who drive them. You probably know one. Your sister. Your buddy. The ones who always show up. They all have that little extra something. And maybe you got it too.
Start the year-end drive right now while qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing on 2026 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or qualified lessees can get this 2026 Silverado pickup for around $399 a month.
I don't know if the world knows this, but kids are expensive. And when we found out we were pregnant, of course, we were looking for any ways to slash bills.
And making sure we only had what we needed so that everything was less stressful.
And saving money with our internet bill really helped us out a lot. Came to Spectrum because we were with AT&T before, and Spectrum just had better deals.
That money we saved with Spectrum just added to what we could repurpose for our daughter.
Real customers, real savings. To see how much you can save, visit spectrum.com/save.
A lifetime of firsts led us here. First baby, first game, first global pandemic. But where others see setbacks, First National Bank sees steps forward. We see hard work, resilience, persistence. A dreamer, a doer, a difference maker. Some banks invest in plans. We invest in people. Community First by First National Bank. Dig in together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back, everyone. A family-owned candy company in Bucksport is creating smiles for kids and adults alike. As Jody Hersey tells us, the company is becoming well known for its homemade lollipops with some pretty special flavors.
Inside their Bucksport home, Jason and Angela Bishop can often be found in the kitchen, mixing up their latest batch of lollipops.
I've never tried the recipe we'll be doing today, which is lemon thyme.
The whole idea of making homemade lollipops started with the couple's son, Elias.
Our son has always been a voracious reader, and he came across this book with pictures of lollipops in them and asked, can we make lollipops?
So Jason began experimenting with the bumper crop of strawberries from his garden. And soon the family realized they were on to something, a healthier lollipop using real ingredients like blueberries, lavender, and honey. They named the company Gimme Candy.
Gimme stands for our children's names. The G-I-M-I-E is Gideon, Miriam, and Elias.
Now, we have no hard and fast rules. Besides, we change every month. So we've been keeping 3 and replace 3 flavors.
Gimme Candy lollipops are sold by the dozen online at gimmecandy.com.
Right now, the business is taking us for a ride. We're just hanging on. The outpouring, the responses has been amazing.
What's even sweeter, the couple says, are the lessons their kids are learning along the way.
We hope that it will help to teach them responsibility, get that work ethic going, and being a part of something that's bigger than just themselves.
In Bucksport, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
With more than a dozen states being overwhelmed with a foot of snow or more, others are hoping thick layers of ice from sleet and freezing rain start melting from power lines and tree branches. But while the ground, sidewalks, stairs, and more remain slick in those cold temperatures, health experts are urging caution while navigating around, citing the increased risk of bone breaks and fractures because of winter-related falls. Fox News' Kevin Uretsky takes a closer look at how to prevent those injuries and stay safe.
As millions keep digging out after a massive winter storm slammed more than half the country, health experts are issuing warnings, citing how the icy conditions can increase the risk of falls, proving dangerous for people with weaker bones.
With a fall can come with it a higher risk of sustaining a fracture or having your bones break.
Broken bones can trigger negative health outcomes, especially for older adults.
A bone break is not quite simply, an orthopedic injury. A bone break can really cascade that individual into a situation where they've lost their independence, their ability to just function during their daily life.
Experts say a number of things can contribute to weaker bones.
A weak bone might mean that that person has osteoporosis or brittle bone disease. But in many cases, that weak bone can be a result of hormone imbalance. So many women see this after menopause. We see weaker bones with individuals with diabetes, with chronic kidney disease.
Undergoing a bone density scan can help provide a glimpse into your bone health.
Those are commonly known as DEXA scans. It can tell us about the amount of mineral in your bone or the bone density.
Blood tests may also be helpful.
So your physician might look at your vitamin D levels, your calcium levels.
Meanwhile, as winter rages on, experts recommend a few safety tips to help keep people with weaker bones from slipping.
Placing guardrails when they come down. Footwear is really important, making sure people have the proper footwear that's grippy. Tell them go slow, okay? And then make sure that their sidewalks are well taken care of if they're not able to do that.
Kevin Uretsky, Fox News.
Now here's meteorologist Devin Biggs with our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Janessa, thank you very much. Small craft advisories and gale warnings still up until later on this morning. Also, a freezing spray advisory also up. Let's check things out with the wave heights. This is why we have things posted. 10-foot wave heights according to the buoys. You can see some of the green colors farther off towards the north and east, indicating some of the higher surf, and farther out towards sea at around 10 to 17-foot wave heights being indicated this morning. Meanwhile, look at all the snow reports on land. A wide range of around 7 to even 18 inches of snow that fell on land. So plenty of snowfall that took place recently. Unfortunately, all of the snowfall has started to wrap up. So now things are starting to track off towards the north and east. So a nice day on the way, as we'll be under a partly cloudy sky, as this history-making system is now tracking off towards the north and east with a lot of snowfall for us, and a crippling ice storm that took place farther down toward the south. So futurecast for us. So we'll have some clouds today. We'll call it partly cloudy, mostly cloudy later on tonight. And then once we head towards tomorrow, here's what we're looking at. So sunshine and clouds will be the common idea. And then we'll have some more clouds during the afternoon. And then once we head towards the evening time frame, some clouds and some clear skies mixed in. And that'll be about it. Our average high temperature is at 28 degrees. We'll be below normal for a good part of the week. Today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, pretty consistent in the upper teens. And then a gradual warm up on the way Saturday into Sunday in the middle 20s. And then look at Monday, though. So we'll go from the mid-20s Saturday into Sunday to the lower 30s by Monday. So overall, not looking too bad. But for today, again, upper teens, partly cloudy with that northwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Overnight, 3 below, mostly cloudy with the wind overall looking nice and calm. And then for tomorrow, we have upper teens under a partly cloudy sky, northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour. And let's check out your extended forecast showing a mostly cloudy sky for your Thursday with highs in the upper teens. Snow chances as we head towards Thursday night, and again for your Friday. Then once we head towards your Saturday, mostly sunny with highs in the mid-20s.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Keep your next building project on track when you plan ahead with help from Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond's Home Planning Center specialists offer professional plans with customizable 3D renderings available to bring your project to life. Once your design is finalized and approved, you'll receive a full materials list. And when you buy all your materials from them, Hammond will refund your design fees. Get your building project off to the right start when you bring your vision to Hammond Lumber Company.
Come in and visit AMHG Works, Bangor's #1 gift shop, located at 36 Springer Drive in the Rennie's Plaza. We have special gifts for you, your furry companion, and that special someone you are in need of a gift for. It's worth a trip in for unique American-made gifts. Here at AMHG Works, everything is American-made, and we are open 7 days a week for your convenience. American-made home goods. We look forward to seeing you.
She was dancing moments before she hit the floor.
This killer's underestimating you? Good. They won't even see you coming.
I got this.
All across America.
Good morning.
Good morning. Wherever we are, it feels like home.
Man, it's good to be home.
GMA, it's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
20 Maine residents will soon have a chance to join the state's lucrative elver fishery. A lottery for the right to apply for an elver license began at noon yesterday. At the time the lottery was established by the legislature in 2017, a cap of 425 state-issued licenses was set. The 20 available licenses are a result of licenses that were not renewed in 2024 and 2025. Each new license holder will get a 4 pounds of quota. Due to high demand in Asia, prices can exceed $2,000 per pound. The elver season starts March 22nd. You can enter the lottery online at maine.gov/elver lottery. Well, Chick-fil-A plans to spread the love this upcoming Valentine's Day. The fast food chain says it's bringing back its heart-shaped trays. Trays come in multiple varieties, including nuggets and in brownies. The heartfelt promotion started on Monday yesterday and runs until Valentine's Day. Those trays can be purchased in-store or through the Chick-fil-A app. Well, that's all the time that we have left for this hour, but you can join us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine. That's next on Fox 22. Have a great day, everyone.